This is the second portion in summer titled Alexia. Alexia. Summer was pretty cool. The only bad part was that Mom was still waiting tables from noon to close every day, so she spent most of her morning sleeping. So I was pretty much on my own. But no biggie. It had been that way for a while now. In the beginning, I rode my bike over to the school a lot and helped Teach with the classroom move. I liked doing that. Hanging with Teach was cool after spending all that time without him. I wasn't the only one around. Jessica was gone to some writing thing and Luke was away, but Anna and Jeffrey were in the classroom a lot. And Danielle was busy on her farm but still came by often. Ms. Newsbury was there every day, smiling and making Teach smile. And of course there was also Peter. I loved teasing Peter. He tried to give it back, but I always won. He was a good sport about it, though. It was all fun, not like the mean girl stuff, and I would know. So for a while, that was what I did with my summer. I'd never complain about time spent with Teach, not after what we all went through. But then one day I was riding home from school. I heard some voices coming from the abandoned house on Old Woods Road. I rode past this house every day. I'd been in it before. It could be a pretty cool hangout spot, but it was kind of scary too. Dust and cobwebs, cracked window glass, a creaking floor, falling down boards, and rusty nails. The place was old. Real old, and probably not very safe. But I wanted to see who was in it. After leaving my bike on the grass, I crossed the porch and crept into the front of the house where there was a doorway, but no door. I tried to walk softly as I snooped around, but the boards made noise under my feet. I didn't hear them coming from behind me. "Who are you?" "Ah!" I screamed, scared out of my mind. I spun around fast and saw two faces. "Sorry," the first girl said. "What are you doing here, little brat?" the second girl said. They were older, like high school girls, I could tell. They were bigger than me, for one, and they needed bras, where I still had my flat chest. "Stop, Rena," the first girl said. "You're going to scare her." "I'm just joking. Give me a break." Rena looked at me. "Don't worry, you can still chill here, little brat." She turned and walked away. "I'll be in the back," she called over her shoulder. "I'm Lisa," the first girl said. "What's your name?" "Alexia, but my friends call me Lexi." "Come on, Lexi." She put her arm around me and gave me a tour of their hangout. The place wasn't dirty and creepy anymore. They'd cleaned it up, the back room especially. They put up some old carpet pieces on the floor, which were a lot better than creaky boards with rusty nails. There was a green couch and a brown armchair, and then some lawn furniture. In the middle of the room, they had plywood laid across cinder blocks for a table. And they had a few blankets tacked over the windows for a little privacy or secrecy. Lisa was very pretty. She had dark hair with tight curls cropped close to her head. It looked good, especially with her dark maroon lipstick. She had a nice body that she showed off in short shorts and a tank top. "Grab a seat, Lexi. You can chill with us," Lisa said. I accepted her invite, not wanting to be rude, not wanting to make them mad. I sat down in the brown armchair. Rena was already sitting on the couch, and something told me not to sit next to her. I stared at the floor because I wasn't sure what else to do. "Hey, you're back," Lisa said. I looked up, and I saw her walk over to kiss the sweaty boy who just arrived. "Who's this?" he said, nodding at me. "Alexia," Lisa said, but her friends call her Lexi. "Hey, Alexia," the boy said. "I'm Brandon." He nodded toward the couch. "And that's Rena over there." "They've already met," Lisa said. "Brandon's a big, bad football player and wrestler," Rena teased. He made a face at her. "That's right," he said. "I am. I'm just got done with a run." He looked at me now. "I'm starting my training." "Oh," I said. He sure seemed big and bad. When I looked over at Rena, she had her lips curled around a cigarette. She was as pretty as Lisa, but she made me nervous. "Hey, Lexi, want one?" Rena said, holding out another cigarette. "Or are you a little goody two-shoes?" Jessica. Fade in long shots of Jessica sitting in a classroom with a bunch of other kids. Kids we've never seen before, some older and some the same age. It's obvious this is a classroom devoted to writing. There are books along the walls, plenty of computers, and an assortment of papers, pencils, pens, and highlighters. All of the students are working. Some of them are drafting, others editing, and one is conferencing with the instructor. Jessica voiceover. I spent the bulk of my summer in New York City at Columbia University participating in a writing camp. A couple of times a week, Mom would ride the train into the city from New Haven. She worked on her own writing while I was at camp. Then we'd spend time together in the afternoon and evening. The camp was amazing. I had to submit a piece when I applied, and based on that, I was accepted. I wrote about Mr. Terrupt. That was easy. He was the best man in the world. I was fortunate. I'd be having him as my teacher again. And to have been selected for the writing program, my favorite part of the camp was our unit spent on screenwriting. And fade out. The next chapter, or the next portion of summer, I'll begin with Anna.